gone by, stunt hangar planes that touch the sky. Control lines tight, the engine hums, crafting art where passion drums. Stunt hangar, flying high, old world craft beneath the sky. Balsa wings we build with care. Stunt hangar, join us there. Sanding smooth, the grain's just right. Every cut a spark of flight. From the plans we shape the frame. Each stunt plane earns its name. Engines roar, the lines pull taut. Every build's a dream we've caught. Stunt hangar, flying high, old world craft beneath the sky. Balsa wings we build with care. Stunt hangar, join us there. Sanding smooth, the grain's just right. Every cut a spark of flight. From the plans we shape the frame. Each stunt plane earns its name. Engines roar, the lines pull taut. Every build's a dream we've caught. Stunt hangar, flying high, old world craft beneath the sky. Balsa wings we build with care. Stunt hangar, join us there. In the field, we loop and spin. Feel the pull where dreams begin. Wood and dope, the classic way. Stunt hangar keeps the past in play. Every plane a tale to tell. Crafted well, we fly so swell. From the workbench to the sky, see the spark in builders' eyes. Control line stunts, we share the art. Stunt hangars where we give our heart. So grab your tools, let's build again. Stunt hangars call will never end. Balsa dreams forever free. Stunt hangars where we'll always be.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little montage I put together this morning. Let's see here. We got some comments already. Like given. Thank you, Tony. Now we're going to put some sheeting on. I only have about an hour this morning. Got to go do laundry. So get off there. So we want to do some sheeting. So we'll get this done. Or if I can find a knife. I always have a problem with knives. Oh, it's because all this stuff is sitting on the workbench. Okay, let's see what happens there. Suppose I should go to the overhead cam. So let's do some pins on this. This will probably be better. You guys like that little intro? 3-minute intro? I know it's probably too long, but gotta play the Stunt Hangar theme song. So all I'm doing is holding this here so that I can pick it up and glue it. We'll use CA to glue all this down. Okay. Better make sure that it's in the right spot. Yeah, we got plenty. We got the plenty. We'll detail glue it after it's tacked on. It's sticking up here about 1/4 inch in places, 3/8, but we're going to plane that down right to the leading edge, and then I'll cut that sheeting along the spar. It's really simple to get a perfect job if you just plan ahead a little. Yeah, for those who are interested in those carbon tanks, they're $100. It doesn't matter whether it's 3 ounces, 4 ounces, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's all the same amount of work. Takes 3 days to make a tank. So if you're looking for a tank quick, you better plan 3 days ahead of time. Okay. Yeah, you're really not seeing the action of what I'm doing. There we go. So I pulled this down tight against the leading edge and tacked it the whole way. Now, if I've done this right, everything should lay down perfectly on the ribs. And it looks right so far. And this step here, getting the parts, all the sheeting to touch every rib and the spar and without any gaps or stuff like that, you want to do that because it makes the wing stronger. And of course, we'll detail glue all this stuff after I get it tacked down here. I got to make sure it's down tight. Okay. Good old laundry day. The way it goes, though. If you don't have, I don't do laundry, I won't have clean clothes. That looks pretty good. Didn't warp it any that I know of. We'll look at it here. Oh, shit. Head of the pin pulled off. I like T-pins, but they're too big. They got too much mass to them. They poke a big old hole and stuff. Those pins that Tom Morris sells, I think they were quilting pins. Of course, he's not around anymore. They were the finest pin. Looked like a map pin, but with a real long, fine, like an acupuncture needle. Okay, so we don't want to glue this down yet because I'm going to match the sheeting up to this. And if we glue that down, it's going to be cut back to here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pussy bueno. So let's cut that off. That way we can glue it down. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this stupid thing here in 2 weeks. Okay, in order to cut this perfect line, you put a pin right on the spar right there, and the same at the tip. You put a straight edge on it and whack it off. Okay, you got a pin at each end. Get a ruler now. A meter stick, not a yardstick. My meter stick is stainless and the yardsticks are aluminum, so I'm gonna get rid of that little table. You're welcome, Terry. Yeah, we could do a rock version if I could figure it out. You guys think I'm a computer whiz. I only know what I know because it was out of necessity. So it takes me a while to figure stuff out. Perfect. That is so good. Wipe it. I'll have to sand that perfect, but it'll be fine. So now we can glue this thing down. Now these shear webs, you don't want to glue these in until the sheeting's on it, and I mean, that's kind of the last thing to glue in, because that's what'll keep your wing from, I mean, if you got a twist in the wing, you could untwist it with them shear webs. But I don't think I got a twist in it. Remember, if you're using more than a bottle of glue to build an airplane, you're using too much. Half a bottle of glue. Ah. Well, that looks pretty good. So let's true up that, because get ready for the other sheet on the other side. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Nope. Looks pretty bueno. So I don't know if I want to, which side I want to do first. Do I want to do this side or the other side? Been a while since I've done this. I got to get the bell crank mounted. I mean, this would work, but just having a fuel line up there holding it in is not really brilliant. You got to have some wheel collars and parts and bullshit. So I guess I'll do the other side of this. The bottom. Let's see. Maybe the other camera angle would be better. Yeah. Manipulate that. This type of content helps you and you like it, please consider becoming a paid subscriber, becoming a member. Here shortly, I'm going to be doing some things. You'll notice that I'm doing these video intros. So I'm going to put up some videos that are only going to be available to the paid subscribers. And we'll do probably 2 of those a week. And for video hangouts, I'm thinking about you're going to have to be a 25 supporter on Stunt Hangar in order to participate. I've got to do something to bring going out backwards. I just can't I can't afford it. Going out backwards, as my dad would say. I know what the expectations are, and I just can't meet them. Or we'll just have to shut it down. What I need is somebody to take over for me. But the guy who takes over for me has to really love what he's doing, because this is a no-paying job and it's a lot of hours. Okay, let's do it that way. We'll do it that way. I gotta cut a foam block or something for a leading edge sanding block. I haven't done that in a while. Come on, you get up there. Okay. I just hate to let Facebook beat me. Okay, we got that. Now the hard part. And let's take these out. Got a glue epoxy booger hanging down here. There it is. There it is. Can't get it out. Come on out of there. There we go. Okay. I guess I need to glue it from this side too, because it's loose. Gonna be more difficult than I thought. Guess I better just tack it. And then detail glue it. Man. There it is. That's how we got to do it. You can figure out in a minute here. I got to call downstairs and see when we're doing laundry because it's usually at 10 o'clock. Our wash machine took a crap, so we got to go to the laundromat. If you don't do this right, you'll have a starved horse look too. Okay. Need to start sanding soon. With this cutting and gluing, I need sand. Get it. You want to hear a rock version of Stunt Hangar Blues, huh? Let's see what we can do. Okay, so now need a smaller ruler. That's just too much. And I did a little looking back on the channel this morning. I have built a lot of airplanes on this channel. Cover a lot of subjects. And this is no good either. So, just don't bend enough. So we'll try this. I gotta get that out. Gotta get it out. Okay, so now we can do that. Is this blade going to be sharp enough? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Okay. Got a boogie hanging down there. Get them epoxy boogies off. You don't need to carry around any extra weight. Okay. Shit, we could be tissuing by tomorrow. Get this thing set up out of the way. Depends how hard I work at this. A little piece of balsa wood here. Little flake that'd be a dinker. There it is. We can't have no dinkers. Does that ever drive you crazy where you roll the wing and you hear ding, 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 ding? Why didn't I get that out of there? That's a FOD situation. Total FOD. Well, this is not the side I need to cut. Duh. Duh. Why is that doing that? Okay. Thank you, Fred. Okay, back to detail gluing so I can make sure that thing's glued to the spar, because it's not. Yeah, it was tacked on the inside, but not on the outside. I saw Fred's airplane at Brodex. If you follow the steps, you too can build a nice looking airplane because he did a good job. Let's see, I need a pup on that thing. Yeah, it looks pretty straight. Pretty straight. I don't particularly like how the cap strip on the trailing edge turned out. It's low in some spots because it just wasn't wide enough. I might cut that off and put a new piece on it. Take a lot of sanding to sand that off. 1/4 inch the whole way. I don't know how much work I want to put into this. I mean, I want it to look nice, but perfect is a big stretch. Fortunately, the putty it. Thanks, Sparky. Let's see what he says here. No more than 2 quarts of dope for that airplane. I've built that airplane before. I used to build all the hobby shops RC airplanes hanging in the overheads. But since the advent of foamies, that's gone away. So many things are going away. Shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. For some reason, I don't know if the glue's old or what. Just don't want to stick there. I got it. That looks pretty good. This here's gonna be a finish problem where my finger stuck to it. Maybe I'll get a sanding block and block sand that. I'll wait till I get the cap strips on it. Okay. Now, I think we're gonna have to change out this blade. I think it's already dull. I like the molded leading edge so much better. It's lighter, it's more consistent. But we're building a kit. So I can experience what you guys experience. Okay, so a little bit of boogie there, and that will show up in the paint under the wood. There it is, got it off. I guess the next thing to do is to finalize this bell crank mount before I get it too closed up. I wish that electronic scale worked. It's just that gram scale just too much to dink around with. Where is that thing? I had a real good Harbor Freight one, and well, I had two of them, but they died. What the hell did I do with it? It's going to be a good wing, though, I can tell already. Pointy leading edge. Yeah, I can either. I guess I can stupid fill it. They just gave me another 1/16 of an inch. So I think we got about 5 hours into this build already. It kind of really doesn't count because I'm screaming and talking and not moving in my normal pace. No, we won't be tissuing by tomorrow because I got them stupid wingtips to carve up next week. Give me a break here. I've got to go down and ask when we're doing laundry, and I'll be back in 3 minutes. We'll play the standby and the song. Media. And where's my standby? Standing by.
In the workshop, tools in hand, balsa wood, we make a stand, carving dreams from days gone by, stunt hangar planes that touch the sky, control lines tight, the engine hums, crafting art where passion drums, stunt hangar, flying high, old world craft beneath the sky, balsa wings we build with care, stunt hangar, join us there. Sanding smooth, the grain's just right, every cut a spark of flight, from the plans we shape the frame, each stunt plane earns its name, engines roar, the lines pull taut, every build's a dream we've caught, stunt hangar, flying high, old world craft beneath the sky, balsa wings we build with care, stunt hangar, join us there. Standing smooth, the grain's just right, every cut a spark of flight.
Well, I guess we're not doing laundry today, so oh shit. So we'll carry on with this. We'll do another hour, I guess. Where are we at? Yeah, we'll do another hour, and that will be lunchtime. Let's work on the bell crank, and then I can go ahead and put together sheeting on it. You know, I guess I could get rid of this stupid jig here. I don't really need it. Pick off an epoxy boogie. Good. Yeah, we're gonna need another song. That one's getting old. I'll have to make 3 or 4 of them. There we go. Got a couple hard spots there. Yeah, we're not obstructed here. Well, one boogie. We'll get it. Yeah, hopefully I can get it in there. Okay, let's do the bell crank. Quit farting around. Two places you're allowed to use liberal amounts of epoxy: motor mounts and compression spars. Broke it loose, oh well. It'll be fine. Okay, let's find them collars and washers and shit. I guess I'm not gonna put them eyelets on this one. It is a nice thing, you know, about building. You're not married to one. Some people, I guess, are married to one. Here we go, right here. One way of doing things, but shit, there's 1,000 ways to do this. Hey, Jack. What happened? You're no longer a subscriber, a paid member. What's up? I know you were at one time. That's what I'm getting at. So we got so we'll put the collar on. Can't reach. Have to use forceps. My good ones are behind everything, of course. supposed to. I forgot I ground them. And of course, the set screw's screwed in. People think it's going to get away from them. I normally change them out to 440s, but I'm not going to bother. You dog. I can really tell old age is kicking in. I'm having a hard time getting up off the ground, bending over, putting my socks on. Not good. Okay, we want a washer. You know, I think this tube is going to need to be. I'll put the tube on first. I think this tube, we're going to take a 1/4 inch out of it because I had it pretty close. We need to redo this. Do it once. Don't want to do it twice. Okay, there's that part. There's that part. I think it's right. Get a washer. You bitch. In another hour, I'll have the other side down here. Well, we sure dropped viewers, 4 viewers, like it's not worth doing. Okay. Get your ass on there. There it is. And we clear. Okay, so a washer. Yeah. Collar. Okay, let's look and see what the hose length needs to be. Eighth, 16th of an inch off. We'll try a 16th and then an 8th, then another 16th. Okay. May work. Yeah. There it is. That's perfect. Perfect. Gotta make sure it clears. We might have to grind a little bit of that away. Okay, that is up. And that is down. We need to open this one up. It ain't gonna go that far, but you never know. There it is. There it is. I could have raised that up a little bit more. That bell crank turns all the way around now. But I could leave a little more off here. Now, I'm making this bell crank so it'll turn way beyond its usable parameter. However, it's better to do it now while it's opened up and then to put it together and find out, oh shit, the thing hit something. Yeah, we got, I guess I could go forward on that one a little bit. This is not my normal rib configuration. I got them opened up way more than this. That goes right straight out, so that's good. My lead outs will be about there. Yeah, we got more than enough. Okay, I'm satisfied. So let's tighten them set screws up. Then we'll start putting the sheeting on it. You know, I could turn those around, raise that up a smidge. You can't emphasize on controls. No matter how long it takes, you got to have super free, smooth controls. Otherwise, you got nothing. I mean, your airplane is always searching for something. You know, it's I really should raise that up 1/16 of an inch. Would be better. Yeah, let's do it. I guess I could turn them around. This one on the bottom, the other one on the top. That also helps the push rod get closer to inline. So this one's the bottom. This one's the top. But you're in the building. Where'd you go? Right there. You fell out, but you're in the building. The screw fell out of that one. Don't matter. Okay, let's check and see the difference in length. The difference in length, shit, is 3/16 of an inch. Maybe this is too much. Yeah, looks right. Nope, that ain't right. Collar first, then washer. We were talking last night, Dan and I, about people who use his slider horns with ball links. Yeah, see, that's too long. You got to make sure that you use a washer before the slider. You know, it's the setup is washer, ball link, washer. So washer on each side of the ball link. Then the slider, then the set screw, or you know, the backer. Otherwise, when you tighten that up, that slider opens up and it can come out of there. And that's not a good thing. You will be crying. Come on. Yeah, it's too long. They got one too short and one too long. Or is it? It's better that way than the other way. Let's give it a whirl, Earl. See what happens. If I didn't put the washer on, shit. Yeah, it's too long. So I need to take 30 seconds off of that one and add it to the other side. Okay. So I got another piece of tubing over here. So we need to add, and that makes them the same length. Okay, we'll try it like that. And this tube should go on easier because it's the bigger, large diameter. Okay, 2 new tubes are both the same length. That might work. We got 6 watchers now, between 11 and 4, I saw. Set screw came out of that one. Of course, you really don't need a set screw in them, but I'll go ahead and put a 440 socket head screw in it. Okay, so we got that. Hey, Gary. I think tonight is hangout. Just wait till they get a surprise on that. It'll be a rude awakening. Okay. That looks right. We'll see. Washer. Get on there. Come on. Can't get your hand down in there. There it is. Whew. Get done with this job, I'll need a break. Yay. Yeah, it looks right. Okay, washer collar, tubing. I bet I won't be able to get my hand in there. Now you want to be magnetized. God, fucking thing. Okay. I must have chose a side with a burr to work on because everything is fighting me. I so want to hook this up to a drill and just spin it in there. We got it good and tight though. Of course, you can't see. Just guessing. You dog. Well, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we'll try it. I'm going to put it on a drill and spin it and see if I can get it to go in there. So it could be disaster. I don't know. There it is. Man, fought me the whole way. Okay, now we have to clearance it for up. Yep, it's okay. All right, we did it. Much more better. Okay, so I need to tighten that set screw. I don't know what happened to the other set screw. I guess I could look for another one. Don't really need them, but if I don't tighten, it'll fall out from vibration and be a tinker inside the airplane. There it is. Let's look for it here. I probably ain't gonna be up here. It's gonna be on the floor somewhere. See if I got one. Yeah, I got some. I can tell you this. With these nuts and bolts of this stuff, always clip the lid. Because I have played 15,000 pickup before. There it is. Okay. Man, that was an accomplishment to get that done. So now we need to do the sheeting on the other side, which you guys that have been here for the first hour and 45 minutes saw me do that. Can't believe how long that took to get this bell crank situated. I don't like that. You hear that? That's a clearance problem. Yeah, it may not be back there with the lines tight. However, you most certainly don't want to chance it. It seems all right. Okay, well, we'll put dry slide in there before I close it up. I don't know where the hell it went. I thought I'd set it up here on the shelf. I know I did. It's chem lease, no good. You guys need to get you some dry slide. I can tell you that right now. Good pivot point lubricant because it's graphite and it's a liquid graphite that dries. It dries. It's what they use on motorcycle cables. I'll have to look for it, but it doesn't mean much because I can reach in there and from here and get it, so no big deal. Alrighty, let's do the inboard side. The inboard side. And after I get this sheeting on and I close out this stream. I'm going to clean this bench off and get rid of the jig. I don't need it. I'll put my padding back up there, my foam. Can hardly work with this stuff in the way. This is 77,000 sheeting. Not my normal 3/16 or 3/32 that I use. We might as well go back to the other view. Yeah, mouse is over. It'll give you a little bit better view of what I'm doing. I need a boom from the ceiling. Okay. That hot. Good. Yeah, it's way off. Shit. Way off the mark. I don't dare pull it over there either. I gotta cut this back off. Wow. There we go. So it all comes from this mark right here. Stack tolerance. Yeah. Now let's glue this on first. Okay. Oh well. Oh well. It'll be fine. I think I didn't get it glued down real good. Okay, this line needs to be moved over probably a 64th of an inch. Nope, actually a whole lot more than that. Right there was a valuable lesson. You guys just didn't see it. I assumed when I put it up there that it was right. And it wasn't. Had I not have checked that, it would have been a disaster of epic proportion. Let's cut that all the way out. I'll cut that all the way out. Completely different angle. That would have been a disaster. Ooh. It looks close, but it ain't. Okay, let's check it out. Before I get excited, I'm gonna pin it on there. Make sure it's right. I was so worried about that seam that nothing else mattered. And by the time I got to it's a 64th off here, and by the time I got to the tip, it was a 1/4 inch or better, maybe 3/8. Not good. It was not good. That should make it. Yep, that'll do it. Yep, that'll do it. How in the hell did I bugger that up? It's unreal. I know better. Yep. 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 Must be some old glue. Must be old glue. I don't want to stick very good. Have we got any zoom on that? It doesn't look like. I hope not. Nope. Just a bad camera angle. Come on. There we go. Are we done yet? Yeah, we're done, all right. Touchy, touchy. Okay, so now we push this down. Tack it. Wood is so light the glue goes right through it. That's a good thing. Ooh, smoke it. Cyanide. All right, now we're on to the cutting part. Let's see what it says over here. Do I plan any weight box? And when do you add that? Yes, I plan a weight box and I add it after the wing is complete. Not covered, when the woodwork is complete on the wing. I'll cut a hole out there and sink it down in there. It's already made. Just sink it right in. I've shown that probably 15 times on the channel. All this shit that I do, I've shown over and over and over again. But you guys want to see it, so we'll keep doing it. Okay. It looks like this wing's going to be about a 10-hour wing, I guess. Along with everything else I got, this thing is for sale. Framing an airplane like this, I normally charge $1,000, but I think the price is going to have to go up just to frame it. Got too many damn hours in it. There we go. Guy Brodak had an airplane there that I built and painted for Win Paul, a Pampa machine. Could tell it was my airplane, just look at it. And I built it. I think I built 2 for Win, for the team trials. Ta-da! Okay, on to the last piece of sheeting. Then we still got to do them shear spars and these spars. Man, that's a lot of work left. Okay. Try not to make that same mistake I did the first time. It was not good. But if you ain't making mistakes, you ain't doing anything. You can take that to the bank. Let's put a pin in this right here. And then we can put a pin in this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We'll cut it to shape. Make sure this goes down. It does not. So it does have to be perfect. Has to go right there. Has to go right there. So we got this mark here. That mark there. And I cut it wrong. Gotta go. If I do this, it'll be off on that end. Shit. So let's sand it to shape. So we need nope, it's way off. This way it's even worse. So there we go. Nope, still off. Gotta go some more. 64th here is 3/8 of an inch out there. Could go just a smidgen more. Let's pin it and see. Yeah, we're okay. Okay, great. So, tack glue. Of course, somebody's bugging me. Allstate. Okay. Allstate want to sell me some insurance. I already got insurance. I got so much insurance, I can't afford it. Let me get a drink of water. I've been going on 3 hours now. Non-stop. No, it's more than a 10-hour wing because I had 5 in it and 3. I got 8 hours in it already. Tinkering. Tinkering. Shit, I need to put this back. Got a whole lot of this stuff. Okay. It's not a very strong joint, a butt joint, but what are you gonna do? That's what it called for. So I end up putting carbon or a few layers of silk span over the center section. Of course, when I silk span one half of the wing past the center line and the other half past the center line, so it's doubled and tripled in this area. But I have to cut out a box anyway for the tank, so I'll reinforce that. Reinforce that when I get to it. Okay, so now let's tack it down. I don't know why I can't stop thinking about Dorothy Dandridge. That is weird. I think she was an actress from the 30s. And I ain't that old. But the old actresses that from the 40s that I really liked was Hedley Lamar. She's the creator, I think, Radar, some kind of microwave crap. Beautiful and smart. They don't make them like that no more. I saw a wax statue of her at in Hollywood. Beautiful. Unreal. Well, that's why it's dinking around. It's a stupid pin right here. Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Come on, you. This has got to be old glue. So I'm doing every other rib to get it in position. Then I'll come back and detail glue it and get every rib again and the spar. We almost got it. Yeah, kids of today don't realize how good they got it. They got a million channels of TV to watch. We had 3, and at midnight they played a movie about winter, and then that test pattern came on, and high flight and static. Okay, we still got to cut this one. Got to cut both these. All right. The real killer It's when the president made an announcement. He was on every channel. The president's on. Shit. Yep, we got away with a straight wing. Get rid of that. And that. I don't have any money. So I got to use up all the old shit. This stuff here came from John. Stunt Hangar's about drained me dry. Okay. Where are we at here? Get rid of this. Well, actually, we can put this right here. Put that right there. Yep, I've got to go back to work. I was happier when I was working anyway. Come on, you. What would make me think of Dorothy Dandridge? I think she was from the 20s because she had that goofy haircut, goofy skull cap hat. I'll have to look her up. Just to squash my curiosity. Now this is super pointy. You can't leave it like that. The airplane will hunt all over the place. You gotta have about a 5/8 radius. But we'll get to that when we get the whole thing framed up. Get this bench cleaned up. I'll get this cleaned up before the hangout tonight. Okay. Okay, so now we need to cut this one. Or is it the... No, we got it cut. Okay, so which ones do I need to... It would be this top here. Need to detail glue this. Well, at least it's down tight. There'll be no sanding on that sheeting. Just light 320 sand, open hand. No sanding bars. I might lay a piece of 16th in there between the sheeting to tie them together. When you do a lost foam, that cut lands on top of a rib, so there's epoxy. That's a much cleaner way to do it. For those who haven't built a lost foam wing, that is the only way to build them, really. Super accurate, super light. I mean, this is accurate, but I think the lost foam is probably better, closer. Well, there is a spot there. We got to do that. Got to cut this top here. Inboard top. That would be kind of a disaster if I left that out. Wouldn't hurt anything mechanically, but it sure would stick out like a sore thumb. To me, anyway. Okay, let's cut that off before I forget. Not be good. So we're going from there, and we're going to here. Plus, it gets rid of a little weight, gram or two, anyway. There it is. Ah, you bitch. Shouldn't have glued that until I cut this off. So it'll be clean up at aisle 15. There we go. We got it. It'll be fine. Well, anybody got a guess on the weight of this thing? We're going to find out before I sign off. And I'll be back at 7 o'clock for your viewing pleasure. That was 5. I'd say it's probably 8 ounces. No, 9 ounces. Maybe I will leave those things off the back. That's 220. Maybe it isn't that heavy. There's 200. No, it is. So it's 2. $200. 212. $7.48, so 7.5 ounces. Good guess, Steve. 7.5. Yeah, I used to have people write me messages. Yeah, I built this wing. It's 18 ounces. Is that good? No. If you got an 18-ounce wing, you're going to have a wall banger for sure. It'll be hanging on the wall because it'll be too heavy to perform. Well, the next thing is to get all this shit off the bench and get the foam laid out so that I don't ding this thing up. I don't need this jig anymore. It's just in the way. I was going to sell this jig, but it was too heavy to tote to Brodak. I'm glad I didn't sell it now. I probably got a couple other projects I could use it on, like the twister, and I don't know why I didn't drag this thing out for that. Because I have to rebuild that wing because it's warped to the bone. There's no way it would fly worth a shit. So we'll get to it. Twister's pretty low on my priority list, though. By the time I get ready to leave for the Nats, it'll all be framed up and on its wheels. It'll be waiting for paint when I get back. We'll start painting. The Nats is, what, 3 weeks away? At least 2. Yeah, it'll be close. I mean, there's really nothing to building these things. It's so simple, like peeing down your leg. It's really simple. All you have to do is stand next to the bench to get shit done. Because if you stand there and do something every hour, it'll get done in a few hours. I hope that I'm showing that. I mean, I do an hour I get a lot done in an hour. And I haven't been really working on it off camera. I'm going to, though. I'm going to do them shear webs in the back and place the shear webs in the spar. So get that locked up. And then tonight, while we're doing the hangout, I'll probably do the center sheeting and tack the tips on maybe, and then start narfing them out. Ain't nothing to it. Alrighty, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you're not a member of this channel, please consider subscribing. There's a lot of information on this channel on all different kind of subjects. You know, if you're into model airplane building, how to carve, how to mold, how to make parts, you know, bell cranks, props, whatever you want to do modeling wise, I pretty much have covered it, I think. Of course, I'm not a real good teacher, I don't think. You just ride along with me while I make the mistakes and show you how to fix them. And as I said, if you ain't making mistakes, you ain't doing anything. All right, we'll see you tonight at the hangout. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.